Hello angels, today's video is going to tell you what's upcoming in your life in the next 3 months. Additionally, if you've been wanting to know what your love life will look like in the next 3 months as well, I picked 2 cards for each of the piles that relate to love specifically. It's not going to be as in-depth as a love reading, so if you do want that, check out the other videos on my page or another YouTuber, but I will touch a little bit on love as well. One thing I did want to say before I get into the cards is that if you're someone who wants to vote on ideas for my upcoming videos, make sure you're following the community tab on my YouTube channel, because that's where I basically let you guys pick the ideas for the upcoming videos. And I'll probably have a poll up either tomorrow or Monday for the next video. Without letting this drag on now, I'll show you the cards. These are all the piles for today's reading. Pile 1, Pile 2, or Pile 3. Feel free to pick as many of these as you want. I'll have timestamps to each of these in the description and the comments below to make it convenient. Pause now if you need more time to pick. So let's get started with your general reading. The cards that I picked for you guys are the 9 of Coins, the Fool, and the Hermit. For your love reading, I picked Sunglasses and Masks. First, I'm going to talk about the general messages for you guys, and then I'll get into love afterwards. The number 9 might be significant for you. I know that's very random, but these are both 9s, so keep out for the number 9, or 9 just might be like a significant date for you, or maybe like a sign from the universe that in terms of like repeating numbers or something like that, you might start seeing 999 everywhere whenever you're about to make some major decision in your life. It'll apply to every person who picked this pile in a different way, but just keep your eye out for the number 9. Anyways, let's get into your reading. The first card I want to talk about is the Hermit. I'm getting that in the next 3 months, you might have a tendency to feel alone and isolated. For a lot of you guys, I'm getting that you might be seeing all these people, interacting with their friends and FaceTiming each other and doing group calls and stuff, and that might make you feel extremely alone. Another thing I'm getting is that even if you do, talk to people and you text people regularly, you might still be feeling a little alone, because you might be feeling like there's a part of yourself that you're not ready to really show to other people yet, which is completely fine. Maybe this is because you fear judgment, or you fear something else entirely. I'm not really sure. Maybe you fear your safety. That's why you're kind of hiding this part of yourself away. Whatever this is, understand that it is completely okay to stay hidden for as long as you need. I don't see this as necessarily being dishonest, because I feel like this is probably something that you're still thinking about and you're still exploring this idea or side of yourself, whatever it is for you. Sorry, I'm being vague. I feel like it's going to apply to everyone in a different way, so that's why I'm being vague. But you're still exploring this side of yourself, so it's completely okay to just not come out and share your experience with anyone yet. Sorry, I'm being really vague. But for some of you guys, it's relating to this idea or whatever thing you're exploring. It's relating to your career. For other people, it's your sexuality. For other people, it's something completely else. So, whatever it is, make sure to take time to explore it. In a way, it's actually beneficial that you're feeling a little lonely and isolated right now, because it's basically going to give you time and mental space to really explore yourself as much as you can, because you're not depending as much on other people's voices and input, if that makes any sense. For example, if you're let's say for example you want to start an art project or something, right? And you don't tell anyone about it, so they can't really limit your creativity or push you away from certain ideas by providing input, if that makes any sense. The art project idea is something completely random. You don't have to be into art or anything. I just came up with it for an example. So the next card I want to talk about is the Fool. I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand with the Hermit for you. I'm getting that whatever idea you're exploring, once you've figured out what this is and once you've gotten more comfortable with it and created a plan almost, I'm getting you're gonna step into the Fool energy, which isn't it's not the Fool. The Fool basically means going on a new journey and being very adventurous and just exploring the unknown. So I'm getting that you're gonna step into that energy and really go on that new journey that's going to be very exciting for you. I'm getting that in the beginning especially, you're going to feel very uncertain, and you might be feeling like, hey, maybe I'm making the wrong decision, or maybe this is just wrong. Whatever it is, I'm getting that you just need to go with your intuition. Don't go against your intuition. It's okay to, you know, feel a little self-doubt. That's completely normal. So like, don't feel discouraged if you are having those self-doubts. Like, it's some kind of sign to stop moving, because it's not. Just keep going with your intuition and don't go against it. I'm saying that you might be facing obstacles as well that you might feel like are discouraging you from your path. Don't let them discourage you. Keep going, because I'm seeing that this thing, whatever this new journey is, it's gonna lead into something amazing. The 9 of Coins. The 9 of Coins talks about very, like, someone living a very balanced and overall just an amazing life. As you can quite clearly see from the card, like, you can see it's a really peaceful and warm card, if that makes any sense. It's a card of someone who's worked really hard in their life to be where they are at now, and it's also a card of someone who expresses gratitude for everything that they have, and someone who's also leading a very balanced life where they're a creative person, and they're also focused on their career, and they're also focused on finances and relationships and everything. Like, they're a very balanced person overall who's not too focused on just one aspect of life. So overall, whatever this thing is that you've been exploring lately, or you will be exploring in the next 3 months, in the beginning, don't tell anyone about it, and then if you want to later on tell people about it, that's fine, but in the beginning, just keep it to yourself so that other people don't, like, mess up your ideas, if that makes any sense. And then don't feel discouraged when you do go on that new journey, because it'll lead to something amazing. So that's it for your general reading. Now we'll jump into the love messages. So the love cards, as I showed you before, are sunglasses and mask. Both of these together, like, that really says something, because both of these cards kind of talk about someone who's basically hiding something and not really revealing their true feelings to you. And I'm getting that in the next 3 months, you might have opportunities with love. If you're currently single, then there might be people that kind of basically come forward and tell you that they like you, or maybe just give you hints and stuff like that. But these people aren't gonna be very, what's the word, genuine. They're just gonna be very, like, they're basically gonna be fake, and they're gonna be approaching you for the wrong reasons. If you're a minor, then there's also a danger of someone way older basically, like, being a predator. So please do be careful of people you, like, are talking to online, especially if you're a minor. So that is a message that I was really strongly getting, so I did want to put it out there. Another thing I want to say is that if you are currently in a relationship, then there might be someone else that tries to sabotage your relationship, and there might be someone very close to you as well. So do watch out for that. The someone close part, it's not going to apply to everyone, but for some of you guys it is. It might be like a friend or something. So I'm not trying to, like, make you guys anxious, but, you know, just keep an eye out. Like, don't do anything weird, like, you know, going through people's phones or anything, but just keep an eye out and be a little cautious. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, in general, also, if you're currently single, I'm not seeing that beginning a new relationship is going to be something that's very ideal for you, because, again, like, the Hermit card, I feel like, applies to your life in general as well. I'm getting that in general in life, it'll be better to just be alone for now and really take time to explore yourself and your ideas, because you're still trying to figure out who you really are and what you want to do in this world in the future, in the long term. So yeah, that's all the messages that I got for you. If this reading was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. You can also leave ideas for future readings in the comments below too. Thank you so much for watching. Pile 2, let's get started with your general reading first. The cards that I pulled for you guys are the Tower, the 4 of Coins, the 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. So one thing I want to say before I actually get into the messages is that the number 4 or 44 or 444 might be significant for you in some way. It might be like the 4th date of a month or the 4th day of a week, or it might just be like the number 4 popping up randomly in your life. It'll apply differently to everyone who picked this pile. For some people, it might not even apply. The 4 thing, like, it might not even happen to you in the next 3 months. But anyways, let's get into your actual reading. The first card I want to talk about is the Tower. Most probably you guys might be a little afraid of this card, just because it's showing literally people falling out of a building that's, like, breaking away. Don't be afraid of this card. It's not as bad as it seems. Basically, this card depicts a building kind of breaking down so that a new building can be built. later on with the empty space on the ground. So what I'm getting for you guys is that you might be feeling like your life is kind of falling apart right now, or it might have fallen apart in the past, or given, especially if you live in the United States, given like the current political climate with like protests and everything, it might literally feel like your life is falling apart. But all this is happening so that newer and better systems can be introduced later on. Or if you're experiencing this at a smaller scale in your personal life, it might be like your friends leaving you, or you losing a job, or you moving somewhere else, or something like that. Whatever it is, like however it applies to you, you might be feeling like your life is kind of falling apart, which is normal and okay to feel. But try to be a little more optimistic towards the future, because I am seeing that looking good. And try to see it through a different perspective, because as I said before, the building is being cleared away so that newer and better things can come in later on. The next card I want to talk about is that the Six of Swords. So I'm seeing that in general, the next 3 months will most likely be like a transition type period for you, where you're walking away from this tower moment that happened, where things suddenly left your life and your life started feeling really shitty all of a sudden, towards something way better in the future. And this transition period will last like quite some time, probably like at least 2 months, I'd say. Out of like the 3 months, you're going to be in this transition period. Or you might be getting like some of the things from your new life arriving into your life slowly, but it'll take some time for you to get to that amazing new point in the future. So I am getting that you are going to have to be patient for the better things to come into your life. And one thing I'm getting is that the tower moment, sorry I didn't say it earlier, it's either already happened or is happening right now, or it'll happen at the like very near future. So if, let's say, a month has passed and you haven't experienced this tower moment, then ignore this message, because it doesn't really apply to you and this reading isn't meant for you. But anyway, sorry, back to this card. So yeah, I'm seeing you might be in a transition period in your lifetime. This card can also indicate moving, in my opinion. So you might be experiencing like moving to a new apartment or a new house, or maybe like getting a new job or something like that. Or but in general, mentally, I'm also seeing you transitioning from like a dark time period towards like a really positive kind of mindset, sort of. Another thing I want to say is that the Four of Wands kind of goes along with these two cards, in my opinion. You might be feeling a little impatient and, just angry about everything going on. And this card is here to remind you to celebrate and be grateful for even the smallest things in your life, no matter what they are. For example, like the sun rising in the sky, or just like whatever the smallest accomplishments that you have, or the smallest accomplishments other people experience. Like, for example, if you're really invested into like the protests and stuff like that, this like the smallest achievements that they help bring about, like try to celebrate them. And yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Another thing I want to say is that with the Four of Wands, it can also indicate like an actual celebration. So it might be like you're having a birthday coming up in the next 3 months, or someone else is having a birthday coming up that's close to you. The celebration, this like actual celebration thing might not apply to everyone, but whoever you're celebrating for, make sure you really like try to enjoy yourself and just have fun, and try to forget everything else for the day or two, however long the celebration lasts. Just basically just try to have fun and be in that light, positive mindset for a little bit. The last card for my general reading that I got is the Four of Coins. This card is talking about investing your time and money into things that really matter. So if you haven't planned out a budget for yourself, then I really advise you to do so. I'm not saying to, I'm actually, sorry, I can't speak. What I'm trying to say is that maybe write down like how much money you're going to spend on each thing at like the beginning of the month, and try to not go over that as best as you can. Another thing with this card, it can also talk about managing your time well. So try to make sure you're not just binging like Netflix all day and stuff like that, and you're actually trying to be productive. Yeah, it can also just indicate also trying to save up for a future opportunity or a future experience. So you might have like a travel opportunity coming up later on in your life that you need to save up for now, or else you're gonna miss it if you don't have enough money for it later. Or it might be like some other expense that you have to cover that you currently like can't foresee coming up in the future. So yeah, do save up money, at least like, well, however much you can, try to save up and just set it aside, like don't spend it at all. Yeah, so let's move on to your love reading. The love cards that I got for you are Cupid's arrow and healthy choices. So I'm seeing right now, especially if you're single, you might be feeling like your love life is going very slow, and some of you guys haven't even ever been in a relationship, so you might be losing hope and feeling like no one's ever gonna love you and that maybe love doesn't even exist, which isn't true. The Cupid's arrow says have faith because love is coming up in the future, and you might be feeling impatient because you've just been wanting love for so long but you haven't received it yet. So yeah, do have hope for the future. I'm getting that for a lot of you guys, you're not really going to have much going on in love in the next 3 months in general. So just try to be patient. Love isn't everything. Try to focus on other things. I'm getting that right now. It might just be better for you to just focus on yourself and, you know, work on your mental health like I was talking a little bit about earlier. Yeah, another thing I'm getting is that because you haven't really experienced that much happening in your love life in the past, you might make unhealthy choices. So you might settle for people who aren't worth it, or you might rush into things too much that you're not even like feeling that great about. So please do make healthy choices and don't settle for less than you know you deserve, because you deserve like an amazing relationship. Yeah, another thing I'm seeing is that if you're currently in a relationship, I know I talk mostly about singles until now, is that if you're currently in a relationship, you might feel like your relationship isn't really progressing, or you might be feeling a little bit like your partner doesn't love you or anything like that. Whatever these self-doubts are, try to not worry like too much, because I am seeing progress happening later on, but right now it's just going to be a slow time, and that's okay. Yeah, that's all the messages I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any ideas for upcoming videos, please don't forget to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Pile 3, this is your reading. The cards that I picked for you guys for your general reading are 3 of Coins, the Hierophant, and the 5 of Swords. First, I'll get into your general reading, and then I'll talk about your love reading later on to keep things a little more organized. If you're curious though, for your love cards, I got Wedding Rings and Love Call. So let's get into your general reading first. One thing I want to say is that the number 5 might be significant in some way for you, because I got 5 of Swords and also got the Hierophant, which is the number 5. So keep an eye out for the number 5. It might be like the 5th of a month. Maybe you have like a birthday on the 5th of a month, or maybe it's like a friend that has a birthday or something. Or it might be that you meet someone on the 5th of a month, or you just see the number 5 or 55 or 555 pop up randomly. The number thing won't apply to everyone, so if it doesn't apply or resonate, just like forget about it. Anyway, so let's get into your actual reading before I keep talking about numbers forever. The first card that I want to talk about is the 3 of Coins and the Hierophant. For some of you guys, these are kind of connected, and for other people, it's kind of separate from each other, so bear with me. So for some of you guys, I'm getting that you're either going to be going back to school or just like learning something in general. And whatever this thing is, it'll be very helpful if you reach out to other people for help that are experts in your field, or whatever you're trying to learn. Maybe people that like know more than you, try to reach out to them. I'm getting that a lot of you guys might feel a little intimidated because you're like, they're so much more experienced than I am, and like why would they even want to help me, like. But I'm getting that these people like do want to help you, so do reach out to them. For other people, I'm getting that for the ones that these 2 cards aren't connected for, are that you are going to be self-learning something on your own in the next 3 months. And not connected to that, you're going to be working on a project or business idea with someone else. If this message feels more like you, then I'm seeing that if you do have like a business or project or something that you're working on, then getting input from other people is going to be extremely helpful, like maybe getting criticism, or better yet, getting them to actually help you with your project. That's going to be very beneficial to you as well. Whatever the case is, if you're like the first thing that I said, or like the second thing where the cards are not connected, the Hierophant tells me that you're going to be doing a lot of learning in the next 3 months, and At some points you might be feeling a little tired of doing all this learning, but I'm getting that in the end it'll be worth it. So keep working hard and you got this. The last card from your general reading that I want to talk about is the Five of Swords. So this card really talks about picking and choosing your battles wisely. So, okay, I'm getting that you guys might be the type of person that whenever someone disagrees with you or something like that, or whenever someone says anything stupid, you're the type of person to want to fight back and stand up for yourself and, you know, justify other people as well. For a lot of you guys, I'm getting that you might be living with people that don't really have the same like political beliefs or values and stuff like that, and that might result in a lot of fights and arguments between you two. Or for other people, I'm getting that it's more like on social media, maybe you're seeing people commenting and you want to like comment back and stuff like that. But I am getting that in some cases it's going to be beneficial to just not do anything and not say anything. The main reason, like one of the main reasons, is that some people are honestly just not worth it. Like some people are ignorant and they don't want to get more knowledgeable, and they're basically like very closed-minded, so they don't want to change their perspective at all or even listening to other people. So it's basically going to end up being like shouting at a rock, you know, which isn't very useful. Some people are just not worth it. Like they're just not worth your time or energy. The second reason it might not be good to fight someone or like stand up for yourself in some cases is because like if the person that you're trying to fight is like has more power, or like they're at a higher level than you in some way, which I know sounds very unfair. Like you shouldn't have to hide, or like you shouldn't have to basically stay quiet forever. I know that sounds very unfair, but sometimes you have to do things for your safety, and make sure you're really prioritizing your safety and really thinking about the consequences. Like before you act, like before you take an action, will this action ultimately bring me more happiness, or more like will it just basically ruin my life? That's the message I'm getting for this card. For others, I'm getting that make sure you're really thinking about the way you fight back. Like, yeah, really pay attention to the way you fight back. I don't know why I'm not getting any additional messages regarding that. I was trying to think, but I'm not getting anything else. But so that's all the messages that I got for the general reading for you guys. Now I'll move on to the love reading. So the love reading cards, if you want a reminder, are love call and wedding rings. The wedding rings I feel like more applies if you're already in a relationship. So if you're currently in a relationship with someone, you guys are probably going to get married. I know that sounds very like major, but and if some of you guys aren't interested in marriage, then like don't worry, this doesn't necessarily have to be marriage. It could just signify like a long-term relationship or loyalty. I'm getting that for a lot of you guys. You might be a little worried that maybe your partner isn't very loyal, or like they're cheating on you, or maybe some of you guys, your partner actually cheated on you in the past. You're a little afraid that they might do it again. This card indicates that in the long term, they are going to be very loyal to you. So try to not worry too much. I know that's easier said than done. The second card, love call, I feel applies more to singles. So if you're currently single and I'm getting that some of you guys, it might be like in the very near future, maybe like the upcoming week, that someone you know, maybe like a close friend that has already been giving you hints, tells you that they like you. Yeah, so if that happens, like comment on this video and let me know, because that would be so cool. For others, I'm getting that in the span of the next 3 months, someone that you know, yeah, I'm getting most likely it will be someone that you know, will tell you that they like you, and this person is going to be like an amazing match for you. The wedding rings kind of tells me that there'll be someone who you have a long-term relationship with, if not marriage. So yeah, that's all the messages that I got for you. Sorry this reading was a little short compared to the other piles. Thank you so much for watching. If it resonated, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. You can also comment ideas for future readings if you have any.